Things organized here at our end. We are going live on 3 platforms at the same time. We are going live on Facebook. So I want to welcome my Facebook friends as they're joining us. I got on a couple minutes early. We're also on Instagram and we're on YouTube. And I opened up the room about 2 minutes early. We're having a little challenge. If any of you are attempting to get on the YouTube channel, we discovered that there was a change with YouTube that required some streaming software, which is something new. So we found another solution. And I know that one of the things that we did as a team is we had sent out a link for this particular event. And that link is no longer valid because we had to find another way. And so today we are going to be addressing a very popular subject, a subject that many people have challenges with. And I'm going to offer you some solutions. But here's what I suggest that you do while we are investing this time together today. And I intend on being with you for a maximum of an hour, but a minimum of 30 minutes. And so, what the process will be as we're here and as I'm guiding you through how to stop procrastination and how to get more done in less time is that I'm going to be giving you some suggestions, some guidelines on how to get more done. And even if you're someone who is not a procrastinator, even if you're someone who feels fairly confident that you do get things done, I would absolutely recommend that you stick with us because I'm going to talk to you and give you some ideas on how to be even more productive, how to get more done in less time. Because the truth is, there is so much more that you can be doing, and there's so much more that you can be experiencing and accomplishing. And so, if you're someone that's like me, that maybe you're hungry for a better way or hungry for solutions or you're hungry for a particular outcome that you have, well, I want to share with you that you're absolutely in the right place. You know, I have always been a student of the materials that I teach, been a student for over 43 years. And the truth is that life can continue to get better and better and better. And that, of course, is all I want for you, is that you're living your dreams, that you are experiencing everything that you desire to experience in your life and more. So I'm delighted to be here to serve you. I take this very seriously. I love serving my community. I love serving you. I love helping people, love guiding people. So we have Roddy that's here with us, and Roddy will be gathering any questions that you may have, and he's going to share them with me because Roddy and I are connected through WhatsApp. And so what he'll be doing is gathering the questions and then posting them there after I teach. All right, then I'll be addressing the questions. We also have Jen that's here, and she is also part of our team, and she's going to be, available. She'll be watching and supporting us as well. And Vladdy, another member of our team, is in the air right now above the ocean, and she is on her way to Ottawa. She's coming here. I'm delivering a full day event in Ottawa on Friday, the Private Millionaires Retreat. And she's going to be coming and joining me, and I'm going to be meeting her for the first time. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and get into how to stop procrastinating and get more done in less time? All right, the first thing I'm going to suggest, whether you are considering yourself a procrastinator or not, and by the way, if you do consider yourself a procrastinator, I would let go of that identity immediately. That identity will not serve you. Let it go. Stop saying that. Stop calling yourself a procrastinator. When you declare to the universe that you are something, then you will continue to be something. But if you're the kind of person who would love to get things done in record time, that's what I would start to declare. Even if you're not doing it yet, when you start to believe it, you will start to experience the behavior being very different as well. So the first suggestion that I have, and I have a number of suggestions, the first suggestion that I have is to set a goal that's so exhilarating that it possibly scares you and excites you at the same time. Now, I want to ask you something, my friends that are here with me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Do you already have a goal that is very exhilarating? Do you already have a goal that is exhilarating? It excites you, perhaps scares you a little bit, and very likely you have no idea how you're going to accomplish it. You can raise your virtual hand, wave if you want, or type in the chat box. I want to know that you actually have that goal. And just be honest, it's not a judgment here. We're not judging you. We're certainly not judging you. We're here only to support you. So, yes, perfect. Okay, Michelle's here. RV is here. Connie is here. Dawn is here. Wonderful. Okay, great. Love it. Love it. I just noticed that one of the comments, Dawn says, I take action right away. I love that about you, Dawn. I really do. And Dawn is a very serious student as well. And when I saw Dawn's comment, one of the things that I thought of is that part of action is following what I'm suggesting. So when I say to you, do you have a goal that exhilarates you and excites you and maybe scares you at the same time? Type in the chat box. That was an action item. All right. And some of you answered in, well, I don't know how many, what percentage of folks actually answered the question, but a number of you did. So I'm grateful for those answers. That's beautiful. Okay, so number one is to have a goal that's so exhilarating, so exciting. And John's here. John, you have a wonderful goal that's exhilarating and exciting, and you have no idea how you're ever going to accomplish it. So if you don't have a goal, I would suggest get one. When I hear that, get one, I think about Toy Story, the movie with Woody and Buzz Lightyear. And in one of the scenes, all the toys are getting ready to move. And one of the things that Woody suggests to the other toys is get a moving partner, like get a moving buddy. And if you don't have one, get one, he says. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on when I'm giving more suggestions on how to get more done in less time. So number one, you have to have a goal. I really believe it's important to have a goal. Why? Because that's what inspires you into action, right? That's what your passion is. That's something that really, lights your fire and keeps you going. It's like the fuel as well that keeps you going. All right. So make sure that you have a goal that excites you and scares you. And if you don't have a goal, then get one. Absolutely get one. All right. The next part of what I want to share with you as it relates to procrastination, and part of the reason why people don't take the next step with their goals is because they don't know what to do. Now, I suspect some of you may have even had that experience. You set a goal, you got excited about it, and then you're thinking, okay, I don't know what to do. Well, the truth is, you don't have to know how you're going to accomplish that goal. It's one of the greatest truths I've ever learned in the 43 plus years of studying. You don't have to know how. However, does it mean you don't do anything? No, it does not. So, what a lot of people don't understand, thank you for that kind comment. What a lot of people don't understand is when you set the goal, your responsibility is to feel in your heart, to feel as if you already have it. Now, I want everyone to do that right now. Think of the goal that you have, the one that excites you, exhilarates you, scares you at the same time, and imagine for a moment it's in your life right now. All right, do that. Do that right now. Are you doing it? Are you feeling it? Very likely, like me, you have a smile on your face. You're really connecting to the outcome. You're feeling the joy, that great sense in your heart of gratitude. It's already done. Do you realize that by following that suggestion that you moved into action? That was an action item. That is one of, if not the most powerful thing you can do, is to connect emotionally to the feeling state of having that which you desire. So when people say, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, and they continue to say that, but they say it with the emotion called frustration, they're blocking themselves. So don't think thoughts or feel feelings or say words that are not going to support you. And what you do is you become consciously aware of how you're either in a creative mode or you're in a destructive mode, not to judge it, but only for observation, just to be aware, right? So, one of the things that you do, which is a powerful thing, the most powerful thing that you can do is feel that emotion of knowing that what you desire is already here. That moves you out of procrastination. But here's what happens, and it happens almost magically. It happens so wonderfully. And I want you to really know this. Like, please allow the next words that are coming out of my mouth to really be cemented in your head. Understand this, that whatever you desire to create in your life, whatever that goal is, when you're in harmony with the goal, which means you're feeling it, that means you're on the frequency of the goal. When you're in harmony with the goal, everything that's required is being drawn to you, right? Everything that's required is being drawn to you. So if you take a seed, a little seed, it's hard to imagine that that little seed is going to develop into something like a tomato plant or develop into a tree. If you take an acorn and you plant it into the ground, it's going to develop into an oak tree. You see, when people plant seeds, which is what a goal setting experience is, you have to understand that you're going to play a role in the manifestation of the outcome, and the universe, the laws of the universe are also going to play a role in what's going to show up in your life. So there's a big element of faith, trust that's involved in goal achievement. So when you plant the seed of the idea of whatever it is that you want, trusting in the knowingness that it is already there, and by continuing to, by disciplining yourself every day to feel it, you're going to find you're going to manifest your goals. Wow, like magic, absolute magic. And that's what it may or may not feel like. But I find that the deeper you understand these materials, the better it's going to go for you. The next thing that I suggest is to schedule time in your agenda. So if you have a physical agenda that you're using, I use electronic agenda, I use my computer. I actually schedule time and color code it. So if I'm going to schedule time in my agenda to do visualization as an example, then I would put it in the color purple in my agenda. If I'm going to have an appointment with one of my clients or teach one of my classes, it would be in green. Or I'm having a team meeting, it's all in green in my agenda. If it's something that's development work where I'm creating content or I'm, preparing for one of my classes, I put it in my agenda in blue. And so you could do the same thing so that it's very easy for you when you look at your calendar that it's color coded in a way that you recognize the different things that you're going to do. Now, if you have a physical agenda, you could use different color highlighters. Like I have a variety of highlighters. I have orange, I have pink, I have yellow. And so you could do the same thing if it's a physical agenda where you're highlighting items based on, let's say they are appointments that you actually have. Maybe they would be in yellow. And if they were development work that you're doing, or if it's something that you're doing, visualization, gratitude statements, affirmations, where you've carved out time to listen to your power life script, where you're studying, like all those things would be all in one group. You segment them into a particular group of development, of manifesting, and that would be in another color. All right. So that can help you. Now, I also want you to understand that it's really important to be easy on yourself. Like I will often say, and I know I said it twice already this morning, is that my middle name is flexible. Now, I suggest that you become very flexible and easy with yourself or easy on yourself. Because let's say you have scheduled something in your agenda where you're going to dedicate the time to do your visualization. And you've decided that you're going to do that maybe a couple times a day or 3 times a day. and you've actually blocked off time to get into the habit of doing that. But for some reason, I don't know, you end up on a call and it goes longer than expected. You end up going to bed later than you thought, and you wake up feeling a little tired or exhausted. And so you sleep in a little bit more. Just be easy on yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Like that song in that Disney movie Frozen. Let it go. And the reason why I suggest let it go is because you can't change the past, right? You just can't change the past. There's nothing you can do about it. You could harvest the good, of course, but there's nothing you can do to change it. Bob Proctor used to say, you can't change the time you got out of bed this morning, so let it go. If you were a procrastinator in the past, it's in the past. That's not who you are now. The fact that you're here says something about you. The fact that you would love to get more done in less time says something about you. There's a desire there. There's a hunger there. And the truth is you can get more done in less time. All right. The next thing that I suggest is that you become a very disciplined person. A very disciplined person. The best thing that you can do for you is to feel as if you already have that which you desire. So what I love to do is I love to create and dedicate myself to certain disciplines daily. And at first, when you start to do this, it feels a little uncomfortable. It feels a little unnatural. And the blessing is, and I really believe this is a blessing, is that you're a habitual creature. We're all habitual creatures. It's not that you're any different than anyone else. And the fact that you're a habitual creature can definitely serve you when you develop disciplines that are, in fact, serving you, that are, in fact, creating a greater alignment with your outcomes, and that are, in fact, inviting you to feel that harmony, to feel that connection to your outcomes as if you already have them in your life. So decide, how are you going to discipline yourself, or what are you going to discipline yourself with, and create a checklist. Create a daily discipline checklist and be sure to check off the things every day. But if we go back to the previous point that I mentioned about being easy on yourself and not judging yourself, let's say you didn't do it or you missed a day or whatever, let it go. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Now, the next suggestion that I have is like, as Bob Proctor used to say, an insurance policy for success. And that is in alignment with what I was talking about earlier when I referenced the movie Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear and Woody. And when they were moving in the movie Toy Story, Woody said, get a moving buddy. And my suggestion as it relates to getting more done in less time is to get an accountability partner or buddy, an accountability buddy. An accountability buddy is someone that is like-minded. It doesn't have to be someone that lives in your same city. I have 2 accountability partners, and they live on the West Coast, in fact. And my accountability buddies and I, what we do is every Sunday, which is the first day of the week, we create our accomplishment list. And these are the things that we have decided we're accomplishing that week. And the list is written out in the present tense as if it is already done. It's already accomplished, even though it hasn't. But this is how you create. You create in the now. This is what you have. You have this moment, this now moment. So that's how you create. You create in the now. And so with your accountability partner or buddy, you send them an email, or you can get on the phone, whatever you decide, whatever medium, but either way, you send them a list of what you intend on accomplishing that week as if it's already been accomplished. So if you're in business for yourself, as an example, it could be, I'm so happy and grateful that I have, completed, like I'm doing a workshop on Friday, a full day event here in Ottawa. And so one of the things that was on my accomplishment list last week was to complete the workbook, send it to the printer so that I could pick it up and it'd be ready for Friday. And that's what I did. Done, printed. It's already ready to go to the event hotel where the workbook will be there. Other things that you can do is, let's say you're an author and you're working on a book. You could say, I'm so happy and grateful that I've completed my book this week. And I've written books in very short periods of time. You see, part of the reason why people procrastinate is because of their previous beliefs, the paradigms that they have within them. They think they can't get things done, or think they can't get things done in a certain amount of time. An example of that is when I decided to write Savvy Wisdom, which was my 19th book, and I had never written a parable before, a fiction book before. The previous 18 books were all nonfiction books, but I made a decision. I made a decision that not only was I going to complete the book, but it was going to be fun and it was going to produce a phenomenal product, which is the book. So I decided that before I even began the work. And what that did was it made the work more fun and more enjoyable. I got out of my own way. The other thing that you want to do is set the time frame for completion. So set deadlines, as they're called. And so with Savvy Wisdom, I decided I would have that book written in 10 days. Now, that wasn't 10 days of sitting down with fingers on a keyboard and writing all day long. That was 10 days in a very busy person's schedule. And I had client calls, I had, classes I was teaching, classes I was creating, content I was creating, people I was working with, and other things in my agenda. So what I did was I went to my agenda, and similar to what I suggested earlier, is I blocked off time, development time. So, and any time of the day. And I decided I didn't let myself get in my own way. I decided that whenever it was time to write, I would be feeling inspired and the writing would literally flow to and through me. So, what is that? That's attitude, right? You approach this with the attitude of positivity. You approach everything with the attitude of positivity, and it's going to go a whole lot better than if you approach it with a negative attitude or an attitude of, this is tedious or it's hard work. And so another suggestion for procrastinating, get more done in less time, is notice your attitude and create a really fabulous, positive, wonderful, living in the joyous expectancy of the best attitude. And you're going to find you're going to get so much more done. And it's going to be far more enjoyable at the same time. That may sound like a little thing, but it will make a big difference. It'll make the world of difference in your results. All right. Other suggestions that I have for getting more done in less time is to get a mentor, right? Find someone who knows how to do this, like me. And you can either join our study club, which is Club Achieve at clubachieve.com, or Skipping Levels. Now, Skipping Levels is a program that I created for those that want to experience quantum leaps. Now, there's a couple of reasons why that was created. Number one, there's so much more that you can actually accomplish than you're already accomplishing. So I decided I want to show people how to do that. And number two, I've done it. I've done it. So I teach and speak and mentor from experience, not from just gathering knowledge. I've experienced what I share with other people. The value of what I've learned is extremely valuable to others. It can literally shave off years of your life, save you years of time. Now, what's that worth, right? Time is a very valuable commodity. Like when I think back to when I first started studying personal development in January 1979, but when things really started to catapult upward and results started to, be created at a whole new level, quantum leap kind of results, was somewhere around the middle of the 90s. Now, that was years after I started studying. So that's why I say what I've learned and applied can save you years of time, never mind, the millions that I've generated in profitable revenue in my business over the years, and how valuable that is to others as well. So when you find a mentor, what you're really looking for, or a teacher or a guide, what you're really looking for is someone who demonstrates by their results they know what they're talking about, not someone who can just talk a good game and share with you, strategies for success. They they actually have experienced it. There's an experiential event that has occurred that really has demonstrated they know what they're talking about. So I would suggest get into studying. Like the only reason why my results continue to get better is because I continue to study. And what studying does for you is it gives you the awareness, gives you a deeper level of understanding. And then, of course, I'm all about putting it into action. I'm a real action taker. Now, was I always? I don't know. I built that belief many, many years ago. And that's a belief that will definitely support you. If you have been saying or declaring that that is part of your identity, that you're a procrastinator, I would let that go now. And I wouldn't waste any more time. You know, we have these things in our home called garbage cans. And every second Friday, there's a truck that comes along and it goes throughout our neighborhood and it picks up garbage. And that garbage is stuff that people no longer have any use for. It's not valuable. Like if we looked in my garbage can in the kitchen or we looked in my garbage can that's under my desk, you will discover things that I have no use for. Now, once I throw them in the garbage, I don't think about them again. I don't think, oh, should I pull that out? Or I don't actually go into the garbage can and pull the garbage out. Why would I do that? So, why would people keep hanging on to garbage like they're a procrastinator when it no longer serves them? If anything, it hurts them. It doesn't help them. So you want to get rid of the crap. You want to get rid of the garbage. Now, what's the crap? It's the thinking, it's the thoughts that aren't in harmony with what you desire. You want to really pay attention to what you're allowing into your mind. I did a video I think it was yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago. And I started the video with this question: do you have a dirty mind? And it was really an attention grabbing kind of question. And the idea behind it was, are you allowing negativity, negative thoughts in your mind, like doubt, fear, uh, guilt, worry? I mean, they're all dirty thoughts, right? They're destructive thoughts. They won't help you. They won't serve you. I'm not saying you're never going to have those kinds of thoughts. You very likely will have those kinds of thoughts, especially when you're stretching yourself. But just become very aware of when you notice that the thought comes into your consciousness so that you can get rid of it. And that's what I mean by, if you've been calling yourself a procrastinator, I absolutely recommend throw that in the garbage. So throwing it in the garbage means you give it no more attention. You don't look for it. You don't think about it. It's gone. And you can just imagine it's been taken away by the truck that comes in front of your home. All right. So that's what I would suggest there. Now, what you want to do is you want to be thinking about the opposite of a negative belief. You want to replace it with something that will serve you. So, what kind of belief would serve you as it relates to no longer being a procrastinator? Well, the thought would be that I easily get things done, or I get more done in less time than most people. You could talk about how you're a real action taker, how you've disciplined yourself, and you're highly productive. Those kinds of claims, when you say them every day and affirm them every day, can build a very strong belief within you. And what that ultimately does is it builds a paradigm. It builds a very strong supportive paradigm, which will have you believing it over time. Because the truth is, as you hear something over and over and over and over again, that's why it's so important to get into the study and stay in the study. You'll find that you'll start to believe it. May not believe it at first, but you will ultimately end up believing it at the end of the day. And then one more tip before we go to questions, because we've got a number of questions that we're addressing today. And I've noticed that Roddy has very kindly been gathering the questions and putting them into the folder here for me. So I'm going to get to those questions in a moment. But one more suggestion for you on how to overcome procrastination and get more done in less time is to look at obstacles and challenges in a new light. And the new light would be that you look at these obstacles or you look at these challenges as opportunities. You look at them as a blessing. You look at them for the good that's there. And so at first, when you think about that, let's say something happens in your life and unexpected, and you view it as an obstacle or as a challenge. And rather than allowing that experience to completely, I don't know, cripple you or paralyze you, what you do is look at it and say, what's great about this? Where's the blessing in this? Anytime you're feeling anything negative, anything that's upsetting, whether you're upset at yourself, whether you're upset at another, it hurts you. It does. Now, you can use the experience of noticing as an awareness, as an observation, but then choose what you're going to focus on. So choose to focus on the blessing in the experience. Where's the opportunity here? How will you use this for good? All right. Because what happens for a lot of people is they attempt to do something. And I've seen it, from being in the study for 43 years and having my business for almost 30, is that, people will set a goal and they'll follow along and then they'll get disillusioned. And they get disillusioned because they think that their goal should have happened by now, and it hasn't happened by now. So what do? It's like they get frustrated and they're like, this doesn't work. And I know I felt that before. I felt that many, many years ago when I had a different level of understanding than I do today. But if you look at the experience and allow it to create a new belief that this doesn't work, that's not going to serve you. It can actually end up being more detrimental than anything. But when you change your viewpoint, the way you look at challenging situations or obstacles that occur in your life, and you choose to have this wonderful positive attitude, and as Earl Nightingale called it, the magic word. The magic word is attitude. When you have a really positive, optimistic attitude, even though you're going to have challenges in your life, you're going to look at them very differently. But why would that make any difference? It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference in how you handle it, what you do about it, how excited you can get or not excited. So when you view challenges as opportunities, what this actually does is it brings out this thing within you called life force. And this life force can propel you forward. Years ago, I heard this expression: dissatisfaction will stimulate growth. Now, it doesn't do that for everyone. It can stimulate growth. It certainly stimulated growth within me because I was dissatisfied. And I've had many situations in my life as I've been in the study of these materials that I've had dissatisfaction moments. I've had them recently. And I get excited about that. I look at that as, wow, this is a great opportunity, an opportunity to learn something, an opportunity to apply something, an opportunity to do better, serve more, whatever it is, there's always an opportunity. And so look at challenges in life, obstacles in life with a positive attitude, with a very optimistic attitude. And that definitely will change your approach and how you handle things and moving yourself into action. All right, so as I promised, we would do about 30 minutes of training. I did about 32, went a little overtime, but that's kind of like the way we operate at Dynamic Destinies. We like to give more than what's expected. And now I'm going to address some questions. So if you're on here live with us right now and you have a question, we would love to address it for you. So the first one I'm seeing is from Bratchernina, and it says, what do you recommend for someone like myself who really just wants to live in and with the life I desire? Or in other words, what do you suggest for an impatient person? All right. Totally understand that question because that was me, impatient for sure. Impatience is not necessarily going to serve you though, but it might. It might, because as I said earlier, dissatisfaction can stimulate growth. So impatience may as well. But here's the truth. Here's the truth about manifesting, and I believe this is important for everyone to understand. The truth is that when you have infinite patience, endless patience, when you understand how the laws of the universe work, you expect your results. There was a quote that I wrote about in one of my books that goes like this: infinite patience produces immediate results. Write that down. Infinite patience produces immediate results. More importantly, let's expand on that idea. Infinite patience produces immediate results. What does that mean? It means that when you know, as I said earlier, when you're feeling as if your goal is already in your life, it's on its way. There's another quote by one of the great philosophers that goes like this: I wait as the one who understands. I'd write that down as well. I wait as the one who understands. What do you understand? You understand that provided you are in alignment with the outcome that you desire, you will manifest it. Absolutely will manifest it into form. Please understand that. That is a powerful understanding. That understanding can change your life. What does that mean? It means for you that you must feel as if you already have that which you desire. You must feel as if you already have it. Now, think about that for a moment. Earlier, I asked you to think about a goal that was exhilarating, that was exciting, that maybe scared you at the same time, and you did that. You followed along with what I recommended. What did you do? Well, you very likely imagined something. Maybe you saw an image in your mind, but you felt it in your heart. If you did what I suggested, you would have felt it in your heart. That's why I was saying, I'm imagining that you're smiling right now, that you're connecting with your outcome, that you're really feeling it in your heart right now. And by doing that, you create the alignment. So when we think of infinite patience produces immediate results, there's no need for impatience because you're already there. Now, when I say you're already there, you're there in consciousness. That's where you are. And that's where you create. You create in your consciousness. So you got the ability to do this. You have the ability to manifest anything you want because you're creating in your consciousness. And then if we think about that other quote that I gave you from that philosopher, I wait as the one who understands. That means you understand how this works. You understand that your responsibility is to feel as if you already have that which you desire. So there's no impatience, none, because you understand. Now, if you'd like to have a deeper level of understanding, which is how you accelerate your results, get into skipping levels. Go to skippinglevels.com and register. Is the registration still open? I know we opened it the other day. I'm going to just check with Roddy. Roddy, can you type in the WhatsApp and let me know if registration is still open for Skipping Levels? I believe we left it open so that because we just opened up a couple spots for Skipping Levels. And I absolutely recommend anyone who's serious, who said, enough is enough, I want to take my results to the next level, get involved with our Skipping Levels program, because that's exactly what it's designed to do. All right, the next question, Roddy, if you can let me know if there, yes, okay, it's open. Okay, thank you, Roddy, I appreciate that. All right, everyone, it is definitely open. All right, Sherry Ann Angela Chin says, what do you do when your C is so big you want to laugh out loud? All right, brilliant question. Thank you so much for asking. I want you to understand this. A goal is neither big nor small, only thinking makes it so. Look at the goal differently. Don't look at the goal as big. Don't look at the goal as insurmountable. Don't look at the goal as something that you can't accomplish if you're laughing at it. Look at the goal as done. And I want you to hear these words, but really hear these words. Now, anyone that's been on any of my calls before have heard me share this quote before. And even if you have, really take this into your consciousness. All right. Here's the quote by Napoleon Hill. No more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. Now, the first three words of that quote, no more effort, is required. No more effort. It doesn't matter how big or small your goal is, there's no more effort required for you to manifest it. The same process to manifest that goal, the goal that you think is big, is going to be the exact same process to manifest a small goal. It's like the same process to manifest $100 is the same process to manifest $100,000 or $100 million. It makes no difference. The universe doesn't care what seeds you're planting. You see, if I went into my backyard and I got a hoe and we started to get ready for a garden, the earth doesn't care what I plant. I could just as easy go out and plant seeds of poison as I could plant seeds of vegetables or seeds of fruits or seeds of bushes or seeds of trees or seeds for flowers. Just as easily. You have the same opportunity. You get to plant the seeds. You get to grab on to whatever goal you want, whether you think it's big or small. Most people are thinking small. You know, there's a sign behind my head here in my office that says dream big. I put that there as a reminder. Yeah, it's a reminder for me. I see it every day. It's a reminder for you too. It's a reminder for my clients because when I'm doing my calls, when I'm doing my mentoring sessions, when I'm teaching a class, that sign is right there. I put it there for a reason. So I love that you have a big goal, but don't look at it as big or small. It's neither big or small. Only thinking makes it so. All right. Understand that. That is such a great question. The next question that we have is 60 seconds media. Does it make sense to have systems to help create the discipline? Yes. Yes, that's a great question. So one of the systems that I have, I call it a system if you will, is a daily discipline checklist. Now, this one's blank because I'm in the habit of my daily disciplines now. I don't need to write them down and check them off. I've already developed the habit. But this is one of the things that I'm bringing to my event on Friday called the Private Millionaires Retreat, because we're going to be talking about disciplining yourself to have that believability factor, to have that knowingness, that sense of knowing within yourself that what you desire is already here. Now, those are wonderful words to say, and you've heard me say them before. You may have heard me say them for the first time right here. But the truth is, you're going to see your outcomes once you believe it. But you won't believe it right now. You got to build the belief system. And a belief is like a muscle, right? And if you're not using it, it's saggy. But you want to be using your belief muscle, your faith muscle every single day. Make it strong, make it strong. And then you don't stop. It's like somebody who's working on their physical body to get in shape. They go to the gym, they work with a trainer, they get into a program and they're working on certain things. Maybe they want to tone their abs or they want to tone their calves. They want to tone their arms, whatever it is they're working on for an outcome. They've got specific things that they're doing on a regular basis to get there. Now, if they go to the gym once or twice, are they going to get the results that they want? No. You got to keep going and keep going and keep going. And then let's say they get to the point where they're in shape. They're strong. They got a hard body. They got the six pack. They're feeling great. They're looking great. And then they think, I've arrived. I don't need to go to the gym anymore. Well, absolutely you need to go to the gym anymore because that body's going to go sagging, right? It's going to get into, bad shape. And of course, you want to maintain or grow. The mind is a little bit different. The mind has endless capacity. The truth is about your life is there's no end to what you can create, but you have to do the work. Now, the work is fun. The work is enjoyable. Now, why would I say that? Because that's the attitude that I have about it. It's absolutely a blast. And it's incredible what you can create. from dream incomes to dream careers to dream homes to dream relationships to dream life. Whatever it is that you want, you can have it. And I can speak to that because I've been there in a miserable place where everything was upside down to a place of joy, to a charmed life, to a wonderful life. And I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging at all. I'm just telling you it took work and years and study. That's why if you're not involved in any kind of program right now, I absolutely recommend get involved. And it's not about the money, it's about the desire. If you want it, you'll find a way. You just have to decide you want it. Like successful people make decisions. They don't know how they're going to do it or how they're going to pay for it. They just decide. I've done that for years. And I know it works. You will attract the funds to you if you make a decision that that's what you're going to do. But I'll tell you this, if you're not in the study and you're not working on this every day, your life's not going to get better. Likely going to get worse. And I know you want it to be better, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to me. And I'm here to help make your life better. That's why I was put on the planet. All right. This question is from, I think it's Randy that's asking this question. And the question is skipping levels generally twice a year? Skipping levels is ongoing, and you can join at any time when we open up the registration. And it is a 6-month program. And the reason why we make it 6 months is because we want to work with you over that period of time so that you can create the conditioning within you to manifest whatever it is that you desire. Okay, we have another question here from Cla Laurent. When you have a C-type goal, by the way, anyone listening and doesn't know what a C-type goal is, a C-type goal is a goal that you have no idea how you're going to accomplish. I like to call them stretch goals, right? It's a goal that's going to invite you to stretch yourself, because the benefit of having stretch goals is not for what you get. It's for who you become in the process. So this question says, when you have a C-type goal and other opportunities to make money faster, is it okay to let go those other opportunities and just keep focusing on your C-type goal, even if it seems harder to manifest? I mean, other opportunities to make money faster show up. I keep kicking them out, and I keep being patient with what I really want. Interesting. Well, what could be happening for you is that you have been attracting these other ideas, and they are a means to the end. They're actually part of the step. You know, there's a quote by, who said this? Martin Luther King said, you do not have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. But what occurs is when you become aligned with your outcome, and that means that you're feeling as if the outcome is here now, you will get opportunities come to you. You'll have ideas. They may float into your consciousness at 2:35 in the morning. They may come to you in an email. You may hear something on an event like this. Something is going to come to you. Now, you may or may not recognize, ooh, this is part of the universe delivering you the next step to get to where you're going. Now, what I suggest is, if you want to know, is this something I should be doing? Tap into your intuition. Tap into your intuition. Just get quiet and ask the question with the expectation that you're going to receive the answer. Is this opportunity that I've just been given an opportunity that's going to get me closer to my goal, or could it possibly be taking me away? And then expect to receive the answer. And you'll receive it. You'll receive an answer. It'll come in the form of intuition. It may come from something you hear. It may come from a thought that you think. It may come from, as I said, a middle of the night wake up. It may come to you while you're in the shower, but you'll get the answer. Ask and you will get the answer. You'll absolutely, but you got to expect to get the answer. Okay, so RB, does the Start 6-month program for skipping levels start at only certain times of the year, or is it every month you can jump in? Yeah, you start, like, let's say you decided today you're going to join skipping levels, and it would start, your 6 months would start today and go for a 6-month period. And that's the way it would work. Okay, Regina, how do you keep faith when the world tells you a million reasons why it won't work? Don't listen to the world. I don't know what the world means, but yeah, you're right. You're going to find all kinds of people to tell you why it won't work because they haven't done it. That's why I said earlier, you want to learn from people who have been there, done that. You want to learn from people who understand and demonstrate their understanding by their results. Right? It doesn't matter what the world thinks. We live in a very negative world. Look at what people are earning. 97% of the population are struggling. 95 or 97% of the population is earning 3% of the money, and 3% of the population is earning 97% of the money. I've been in the 1% income earners for years. And I came from a poor environment. My father was a janitor. My mother worked in a factory till she became a checkout clerk in a grocery store. And nothing against that, nothing against that at all. I'm just saying I didn't have entrepreneurial parents who are going, go, Peggy, you can do anything that you want. In fact, it was the opposite. I barely made it through high school, did not continue my education beyond high school, other than personal development. So, how is this girl from small town north of Toronto, who was raised in a poor environment, not formally educated, create the millionaire status? By studying personal development and by applying it. All right. Taking it to another level. It's not enough to study. A lot of people are patting themselves on the back. I'm such a good student. I read this book. I went to this seminar. I did this thing. That's great. What are you doing with it? What have you accomplished? How are you using it in your life? How is it serving you? How are you serving others, perhaps? So, we do live in an interesting world. There is a lot of negativity. Don't let it in. Earlier, when I was talking about, do you have a dirty mind? I was talking about negativity. Don't let it in. Sometimes I'll say to my husband, I don't want to watch that or have that on the television if I'm in the room because it's negative. And even though I might not be watching CNN as an example, that negativity is still in the room. And you're taking in information from your senses. I don't want any of it in here. Now, my husband will update me on what's going on in the world, but I decide what I'm going to accept or reject. And no one else is in control of what you think. And definitely no one else is in control of how you feel. You're the one that's in control of that, no one else. So you want to be giving your conscious attention only to the things, the thoughts, and the feelings that are going to serve you. And just choose to get out of that negativity. Don't let it in. I will often say there's no room at the inn, right? You look at a motel and they have these signs. It says either vacancy or no vacancy. Well, my sign goes up for no vacancy when any negativity comes around. No vacancy here. No room. There's no room in my consciousness for negativity. It gets thrown out. First of all, it's not even let in. But if there is some, and that can happen, it goes in the garbage, right in the garbage. I replace it with positivity. Okay. Do you have any tips for how the feeling of the wish fulfilled? I do all my daily practices, but I know I haven't actually felt it yet. All right. So this, I'm not sure what the name is. It's AWENGZZ or ZZ. All right. So do you have any tips for the feeling of the wish fulfilled? Earlier, if you were on the call, what I said was, what I asked everyone on the call to do was think of a goal, think of something that they would love. It could be their C-type goal. It could be a stretch goal. Just think of something that you would love. Don't have to know how you're going to get there. Just think of something you would love. And then imagine that it's in your life right now. Imagine. Every single one of you has the mental faculty called imagination. It's like a muscle as well. Some people use it better than others. Some people use their imagination creatively. Some people use their imagination to think about what they don't want, and that's destructively. But when you think of what you want and you imagine that it's in your life right now, you're there. You're at the feeling of the wish fulfilled by using your imagination, by asking yourself, now that my dream is fulfilled, how do I feel? When you ask yourself that question, I've got that question right here on my desk, have it beside my bed. When you ask yourself that question and you connect to the answer, you're in alignment. Anyone can do it. You can do it. Many of you did it while we were right here on the call right now. So, my suggestion, do that on a regular basis. Do it over and over and over again, all day long. Walk around your home, feeling the joy and feeling the elation of knowing that what you desire is already here. And when you do that, when you're living in that consciousness of knowing that you're already the success that you desire to be, you're going to experience it. But please understand it's going to take some time and have that infinite patience that produces immediate results. And you will be someone who waits as the one who understands. Now, how do you wait as the one who understands? You wait as the one who understands because you're feeling it, because you understand the laws of the universe, because you understand how it works. It's not any more complicated than that. That, my friends, is exactly how you manifest your every desire. All right, well, we're going to call it a wrap for today. I really appreciate you being here. If you would like to follow us on any of the platforms, I'm now on TikTok. I'd love for all of you to go over to TikTok and follow me there. I've been putting little videos up there. As a matter of fact, I haven't done one yet for today, so I'm going to go over there next and put some videos up there on TikTok. Would love to join you, but we'd also love to serve you. I talked about our program, Skipping Levels, and you can go to skippinglevels.com and you can find out all about it. And if you're like me, a decision maker, makes decisions, then join us. We do have a payment plan for that program as well. Or if you'd like to talk to Vladdy, and she's on an airplane right now, but she'll be landing soon, then Roddy will put the link in so that you can schedule an appointment with her if you would like to schedule a call to find out a little bit more. Thanks. And we'd also, beautiful. I love Trade Queen said, I'm feeling the frequency now. That's awesome. That's great. I love that. Beautiful. And that's all you need to do is to feel it. Feel it now and feel it in the next minute and feel it in another 15 minutes and feel it in the next hour and feel it 3 hours from now. Just keep feeling it, because feeling is the secret. You're going to find it's a secret to manifesting. And of course, that's what we want for you, is that you're manifesting your every desire. So it's been an absolute pleasure to be here, serve you today. And I'm going to see you again on one of our live events. Actually, we've got some training coming up in May. It's free for 5 straight days. And it's about easy quantum leaps. So we'll be letting you know about that, and would love to see you at that training, or see you in Skipping Levels or in Club Achieve. And if that's something that you'd be interested in. All right, everyone, have yourself a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thank you, Roddy. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you both.